My name is Clint Macro, active NRA training counselor, practical pistol coach, and the founder of the Trigger Pressers Union. This is the third installment, the actual third installment, of the video series designed to maximize the NRA's Pistol Marksmanship Simulator Training Program, or the SIMCO for short. As we've discussed in previous episodes, the course goal is to provide the knowledge, skills, and attitude necessary to learn pistol marksmanship using a virtual training system, such as the CERT pistol and the LASR software. Since our last episode, the NRA has given a facelift to the PowerPoint presentation for SIMCO. You can download it from nrainstructors.org, as well as the completion certificate. Now in this episode, we're going to pick up where we left off, and we're going to talk about the best way to incorporate the LASR software into your training session. But first, before we do, let's review the safety rules one more time. Always keep the gun pointed in a safe direction. Always keep your finger off of the trigger until you're ready to shoot. And always keep the gun unloaded until ready to use. And of course, with a CERT pistol, it can't be loaded. There's no way to put ammunition into it. It can't go bang. It never will go bang. But we still must give it the same respect that we would a live firearm. The LASR software, Laser Activated Shot Reporter. You can use a regular old laptop and a regular old webcam, and you're off to the races. Now, there are other targeting and shot recording softwares available, some fine products. I'm a fan of LASR because it's very inexpensive and it's very versatile in a classroom environment. And it doesn't take a genius to download it from the internet, put it on to just about any old laptop, and use any old webcam to make it happen. Matter of fact, any webcam made in this millennium is going to work just fine. Although they don't recommend using the webcam from the laptop itself. Now, as far as laptops and operating systems go, I'm not going to get that deep into that. There's lots of detailed information, technical information on the LASR website. However, it works very simply with a Windows-based computer. It will work on a Mac, however, there is some additional software that you might need to download in order to make that happen. And you can obtain that information on the LASR website. You can download the software from laserapp.com. It MSRPs at $120, and there are various coupon codes available to save you a few bucks from that. You simply download it to your laptop, and you're ready to go. The standard version is quite sufficient to run a SIMCO course. There are some additional downloads that you can purchase, some plugins that really enhance the training process, and we're going to show those a little bit later. But the standard download is going to do just fine to get you going in a SIMCO course. In the last episode, we talked about setting up your simulated range. We're going to have our ready area, our firing line, and your target line with your backstop. The LASR software allows you to record multiple targets with one camera. You want to set your camera up away from the backstop, but in front of the firing line. This will give you a good wide view of all the targets that you'd like to record. It helps to have the webcam on some type of stand so that it's stable, and then you can move it around independent of the computer. It's not a bad idea to pick up a USB extension cord to give yourself a little more flexibility in whatever classroom environment you may find yourself. Now, for the purpose of our training module today, I'm using a combat focus, balance of speed, and precision target. I like these because they have basically an FBIQ target in the center, and they have circles with numbers and colors on the outside and some boxes at the bottom that afford me the ability to do target acquisition drills in some of my more advanced courses. You may find that this target is not the target you want to use for a very, very basic SIMCO course. So I've also taped up your standard NRA bullseye target as well to take a look at that. Once we've hung our targets on our target line, whether it be cue targets or some other target bullseyes or paper plates or blank pieces of paper with stickers on it, whatever you end up using, we can now turn on the LASR software and select the targets within the program. Now, selecting the target's very much like cropping a photo in iPhoto or any type of photo editing software that I'm sure most of you are familiar with. You click on the corner and you drag with the mouse and you create a box or a circle. There's various shapes, and that will dictate what the target is. Anything outside of the dash line is not going to register as a hit. Now the standard download of LASR comes with very basic shapes, squares, rectangles, triangles, circles that we can use to dictate our target area. One of the additional plugins that you can purchase for a very small fee affords you the ability to use specific target patterns so that you can overlay scoring rings and things of that nature on individual specific targets, which is a very useful thing. And this is what I'm using right now on our bullseye target here that I have labeled as target number 1. Now there's a couple different modes that we can use while running LASR. The basic untimed mode, we can shoot at the target and it's going to register a hit, just like there was a hole in the paper with a projectile. Bang, there it is, that's fun. One fun thing we can do is we can change the sound effects. If we go into the settings, we can change what sound effect there is and if it's hitting the steel or not. Some fun customization you can do. With the plug-in activated, it's actually showing us the scoring rings, but otherwise it would just show us where our shots are. We can save that target as a PDF, we can download it, we can email it, we can print it off, we can do all kinds of different things to maintain a record of the targets, but also share them with our students or our clients. Now you'll notice target number 2 looks like a checkerboard. Now what that is I selected target number 2 and I went into the software and designated it as a reset target. If I shoot at target number 2, it's going to reset the system, clear out all the shots, and allow me to start again. The next mode that I have up is called Call Targets. This is something I use a lot. We can name the different targets that we have selected, and we can have the computer tell us what target we need to engage. So it's kind of like poor man's reactive. So I'm going to shoot number 2 here, which was our reset target.
Shooter ready. Stand by. 7. 1. 6. 7. 1.
Generally what I'll do is I'll start the course out with just the slow fire untimed targets where they're just recording hits, and after we get to a certain point then I'll start running the called targets, and it makes it a little more challenging and a little more fun for the participants. Now in the data section it's going to show you the shot number, the shot time, the split time, the target number, and the total time for that particular target called. If we go into our settings, I'm going to turn on Diagnostic Mode, as it shows us a blue line indicating poor follow-through. Now, not only does it indicate poor follow-through, but in actuality, it's really showing us where a bullet would impact. These laser products are running at the speed of light. Bullets do not go at the speed of light, not yet. Maybe someday they will when we're shooting plasma blasters or something like that. Now the diagnostic mode is a mode that I generally keep on. It's very, very useful, and it tells us the entire story. When we're shooting at blank pieces of paper or targets with using firearms and projectiles, we just see the hole, we see the point of impact, but we don't have any context of what happened around that shot as far as before, during, and after. We just see the result of the shot, the hole in the paper. And when we do not have the diagnostic mode, that's kind of what we're seeing. So in all actuality, when we use the diagnostic mode, where that blue line ends up, that's probably going to be where the bullet would have landed. Now I'm going to aim at the center of this Q target, and I'm going to purposely pull down on the shot. Now as you can see, we have the point of impact with the laser, and then we have that line. That's when the trigger was pinned back and the laser was activated and sliding across the target. Most likely would be that that shot would have ended low, and I would have pulled the firearm down when I actuated the trigger. So what we want to see here are dots, not dashes. Just like with the naked eye, we can see those dashes with the laser. Here it's actually recording it for us, so we have a recorded representation of that. So the key is we want to try and get dots, not dashes, and we want to minimize that blue streak. Now there are other modes available in the LASR software. These modes arguably might be a little advanced for what we might be trying to achieve with a basic SIMCO course. However, there are tutorials and directions on the LASR website that tell you how to use those and maximize those in your own personal training. On the LASR website, there's an instructor training program, which I highly recommend you take advantage of. And this program actually, it has a few tests and it talks about the best ways to technically set up the system. Take the time to check that out. One of the additional plugins that you can purchase is Shooter Watch. Shooter Watch allows you to set up a secondary webcam that you can view the shooter and actually shoot video of your student while they're engaging the target.
Stand by. 2, 3, 2, 6, 3.
You have to be careful of ambient light with the LASR software. Again, the software is actually reading a light hit on our target. So bright ambient light or intermittent light sources can be very frustrating. So make sure you get your room lighting to be consistent. If it's dark, if it's lighter, fine. You can adjust that in the program and make it work. I once set this up in a pavilion in broad daylight on 4th of July, and we were just setting it up, just having fun shooting the software. And it took a little bit to get it set up, but once I did, it worked perfectly, even in broad daylight. Visit the LASR website and view the tutorials that show you how to best deal with the system technically and from a lighting standpoint. You've built your kit. You've listened to me jabber for 3 episodes. Now go out and put the SIMCO course on. It's a wonderful way to set the hook in people to get them involved in live fire courses down the road. Hopefully I've given you some tidbits and some information that will help you put the class on. As this episode is the conclusion of the SIMCO video series, I'd like to officially thank the NRA for giving me this opportunity to produce these videos and giving me a venue to share them on nrainstructor.org. Hopefully this won't be the last video you see from the Trigger Pressers Union. I'm an ardent Capel-tunist, so if I can create an opportunity and capitalize on it, I'm going to do that. If you guys send in some ideas for videos you'd like to see that I can do for you, I certainly will put them together and we'll see if we can get them out there. Evaluation is an important part of training, and especially in the NRA training, and I encourage you to send me an email. My address is clint@triggerpressersunion.com. Send me an evaluation. Let me know what you like, some things I can improve upon. Encouraging words are always well received. A lot of people have sent in some emails over the last couple of months. I appreciate that, and I urge you to do so. But in the meantime, visit triggerpressersunion.com and you can see what we're doing here locally in the Pittsburgh area. This is Clint Macro, signing off. We'll see you next time here at the Trigger Pressers Union.